Thank you so much. Regarding the use of the bus park, first of all, I want to say that I went there not even as the speaker, but as the chair of the dialogue team. Remember, there was an issue in Kisumu County regarding the usage of the bus park. When COVID pandemic came into being, the bus park was closed. Reason being the issue of social distance. It's a very packed place, and the county government could not allow the bus park operator to continue working in the bus park as usual. Now, the challenge came when the president announced that people could now move from Nairobi to other places, Mombasa to other places, the places that were partially locked. And it was also coupled with the fact that many people were depending on the bus park as a source of income by doing businesses, and they started putting tension that they want to go back to the bus park, which is right because they need to survive despite the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, the county government also has a responsibility to take care of the citizens within Kisumu County. And it would not be in order if the governor would just keep quiet and see people sticking together and congesting like what we witnessed in the bus park. So the governor and the county commissioner agreed that going by the function of the assembly, I chair a dialogue team between the bus park fraternity and the county government. Yes, we agreed severally. It was emotional. There was a lot of tension, but in the long run, we came to an agreement that the bus park can be used, but with conditions. And the conditions is what we did put in the MOU between the county government and the bus park stakeholders. Your question is very specific on the sustainability of the MOU and also our pronouncement on the permanent buildings within the bus park. One, the sustainability of the MOU will depend on the goodwill of the stakeholders in the county. We agreed that it's going to be our responsibility as of now to ensure that we protect ourselves against COVID. The first thing that we'll do is to ensure that there's discipline. And this one was said by the leaders of the bus park. They'll ensure that there's discipline, they will self-control themselves based on the MOU that we did. We also have county inspectorate team. They were less. I'm happy that the numbers increased now. A number of them were recruited recently, and as we are speaking, the director for inspectorate is organizing for a thorough training for them, and they are going to work hand in hand with the bus park leaders. On the same note, we have brought in the traffic police. That's why you are seeing the county commissioner was critical of this arrangement. The county commander was attending the meetings, and we agreed that this is a responsibility, and a number of enforcement shall come from the traffic police, the county inspectorate, and the bus park leadership. We are going to have monthly review, even after the end of Corona. We have agreed that going forward, we shall be having monthly review on the usage of the bus park. The other element that we are bringing in to ensure that there is social distance and the MOU is sustained is gazetting a number of alleys within Kisumu city. You see, like it happens in Nairobi, there are so many roads where different vehicles or different matatus are using as loading zones. We have agreed that we are going to use the same. Vehicles going to Busia, for example, may use Agakan and Kamas. Vehicles going to Siaya, we are thinking of areas like Ondiek Highway, around Mamba. Vehicles going to Huabei, we are thinking like areas around Palmas. We have areas around Kachok for vehicles going to Ahero, Moroni, and such like. We have several alleys with enough space that can be used for different routes. The moment we have maybe 10 to 20 alleys which can be used as routes, we are decongesting the state. But the most important thing is the review, because I've come to realize that there is nothing as much important as dialogue between stakeholders, and it has worked. So with that spirit, if we continue reviewing our progress, then I'm sure we'll be able to sustain the process. But again, if you read the MOU very well, we have said that if it doesn't work, the governor will have no other choice but to close the bus park again. I believe this will not be the case, because I saw the willingness of the bus park fraternity. I saw the willingness of the county government. That discussion was led by the city manager, the county attorney, amongst other officials. I saw the willingness of the members of the assembly, who are the political wing of the county and represents the electorates in various capacities. I'm optimistic that it shall not come to a point where we are closing this bus park unless, if you read the MOU, unless there is a development process. Remember, we said if there is any development agenda, we shall provide alternatives at the stage the bus park will develop and they shall come back. Now, regarding the permanent buildings that we referred to, by operational definition, the permanent buildings did not mean buildings made of blocks and concrete, but we meant at the beginning of the bus park when it was rehabilitated, there are those conspicuous buildings which can be identified, that is having shape. You can close them, you can open them, you can fumigate, and it is easier to control movement. I want to define it in the opposite, that buildings which were referred to as not being permanent are the makeshifts, where somebody comes with a tent, somebody comes with an umbrella, somebody comes with a curtain, do a makeshift, come with your jerrycan of Uji, and after selling 2-3 people, you sit on it. The hawkers, those ones we are discouraging. We know that by doing that, that's a source of income, but we are discouraging it because it is important. At this moment, there are some decisions that has to be made. It may be painful, but that is it. The moment we allow such makeshifts, the stage will be as full as it was before. And it could be dangerous for the spread of, it could be an opportunity for the spread of COVID-19. You are aware that to date, the results are in terms of hundreds, 300, 400, but I always encourage people that anytime you hear of 400, multiply it by 3 automatically. Because by the time the result is coming out, the person whose result is positive would have met at least 2 people. So anytime you get a result of 400, automatically multiply by at least 3. So think of 1,200. So treat anybody next to you as positive, and at no time should all of you next to each other putting masks, and at the same time, social distance is very key. As an assembly, we are committed to ensure that it's always dialogue with different parties and to provide a leadership that ensures that there is peace all over the county. And that's why we came in, and that's why I agreed to be the chair of the dialogue team.
You can maybe tie it with the motion on traffic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw it. That would be relevant.
You on?
Yeah, okay.
Also, to add on the issue of sustainability for the MOU, Kisumu County Assembly have gone ahead and passed 3 laws. The Kisumu County Traffic Bill, which was assented to by the governor last year, so it's already an act which is in place. Then there is the Kisumu County Law Enforcement Bill, which is already assented to, so it's already an act which is in place. The 2 laws are very critical to ensure that we have sustainability of the MOU and other areas. The traffic law provides for where vehicles could load, where you could pick a passenger, where you could drop, who does what, how to rearrange the routes within the city and the county as a whole. And it gives provision on how to manage transport, tuk-tuk, motorcycles, bicycles, lorries, buses, matatus, and the arrangement on who reports to who, where, when, and how as regards transport within Kisumu County. The enforcement bill provides for how to adhere to the protocols. When you commit an offense, what fine, when, how, and maybe who institute the same. That's why the county government has gone ahead. We allowed them, we did a provision to recruit enforcement officers who shall be undergoing training very soon. And we want to do what happens in Nairobi, Mombasa. We have traffic marshals. Actually, the police have been helping us. It is not the responsibility of the police to keep order in the bus park. That is the responsibility of the county inspectorate. So we have the complete and to appreciate the work that the traffic police have been doing. We shall work together with them on areas that touches their responsibility. But all in all, apart from the Kisumu County Traffic Act, there are already existing legislation on traffic from the national government. And remember, it is provided for in the condition that where function has been devolved fully, business is given to the law that is passed at the devolved unit, and if there is no law, then the national law that is in existence shall take precedence. Or if there is conflict between the two laws, it will depend on whether that particular issue discussion is a devolved function or a national function. Depending on the situation, either will take precedence, whether devolved or not devolved. But traffic is there's a section which has been devolved, but remember, it is a common responsibility. It is your responsibility, it is my responsibility, it is the responsibility of the users in the bus park to ensure that we are free from COVID-19.